Hey everyone, welcome to Rebel in the Kitchen. This is our first episode and today we're going to be making green papaya salad. Green papaya salad is one of my favorite things to eat of all time. It's a great summer dish. I eat it year-round just because I love it so much. It's spicy, it's sour, it's bold, and it's just a party in your mouth, okay? If made right, okay? I've also made some really bad papaya salad when I first started making this and it was not good. So hopefully I can show you the proper way to make it and it'll end up tasting just the way it should taste like. So today we have some shredded green papaya. This is already pre-shredded for this. We also have some Thai red chilies, palm sugar, limes, 1 clove of garlic, cherry tomatoes. It's imperative that you use cherry tomatoes. If you use anything like a Roma or a beef steak, it's not gonna taste like what it's supposed to. The reason why, because you want the high sugar content from the cherry tomatoes or sweet grape tomatoes, but it shouldn't be bigger than this, okay? And so we also have we're gonna be using tamarind concentrate. That's gonna add this tang to it that the lime juice can't really replicate. Fish sauce, and I like to use the squid brand. It's personally my favorite, and yeah, you can find it almost in any Asian supermarket nowadays. And we'll be using just a little bit of crab paste. This thing is really potent, so you want to make sure you use it sparingly, okay? Like, it's really important that we don't use too much. And yeah, so let's get started. So there is a sequence. Oh, and you're also gonna need this mortar and pestle. This one you're gonna see in a lot of Southeast Asian cuisines. You can find these in some Asian supermarkets, but it's not that easy to find. So you may have to look online. You can probably find it on Amazon. But yeah, if you look hard enough, you'll definitely be able to find it. Alright, so there's definitely a sequence to this. Essentially what we're going to do first is we're going to make the dressing, or the sauce that's going to coat the salad in this pestle, and the shredded green papaya is actually going to be the last thing we toss in here. So first I'm going to throw in the clove of garlic, 4 Thai bird chilies, and I'm not even going to cut them because they're all going to get pounded out in here. Personally, I like my green papaya salad spicy. I think if it's too mild, it just doesn't have that same flavor. So if you want a pretty spicy salad, I would say use 4 chilies or more. Medium mild, maybe like 2, depending on the size of the chili. Alright, so we're gonna start pounding this out a little bit lightly. Ooh. Okay, there's a lot of seeds flying, so you want to be careful. Okay. Ooh, okay. Okay, it's a lot of seeds flying. Calm down. Alright, you can also put a towel over just to prevent, you know, the seeds from flying out, which I should have done earlier, but whatever. Okay, so the garlic and the chilies are pretty smashed. You can smell the chilies and the garlic, and now I'm going to add palm sugar. You're gonna find them in most Asian supermarkets. You can find them in these little discs, which is the best way I prefer to use them because it's versatile, it's quick to use, and so I'm just gonna slice it up a little bit just to help that process along. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna incorporate some of that sugar. Again, make sure you cover it so that things don't go flying everywhere. Alright. It's kind of a paste-like form, so that's good. That's what we're looking for. All right, and now I'm going to add my cherry tomatoes. I'm actually going to slice them up a little bit because it just kind of helps the process along. But you don't have to. I've seen people make it and they just throw them in whole. But I think it helps to slice it up a little bit just to kind of help the texture of the salad. So when I first had this, I was like a teenager, like middle school or something. And I had it at like a Thai restaurant with my mom, and she ordered it. And she asked me to try it. I tried it, wasn't a fan. But it wasn't until I went to these Laotian parties with my cousin that I fell in love with this dish. It was really spicy and salty, and it was a party in my mouth. I was sweating, but I just couldn't stop eating it. So, I don't know. All right, you want a good handful of cherry tomatoes. I would say a good cup. But again, it's up to your preference. I don't like to follow a specific recipe for this per se, because I think everyone has a different preference. And again, I think another reason why I chose this dish is because I don't like to really follow recipes too much. I like to eyeball things. I like to just play around with it, you know, just certain people. Some people may like their food saltier, some people may like it more mild, some people may like it spicier, some people may like more sour. So it's totally up to you how you want to balance this dish out with the ingredients, but essentially these are the same ingredients you're going to use throughout. Okay, so I'm going to add about half a lime, excuse me. We'll start with that, and then we can always add more. Remember, you can always add more, but you can't take it out. So I learned that the hard way with the crab paste, so just, you know, be patient, taste as you go. You can always add more. Okay, let's see. Now I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of this grounded fish paste. I didn't talk about it at the beginning. It's called Bodega. It's essentially, it's like intense fish sauce. It's like unfiltered fish sauce. All the stuff is pureed and ground and preserved, so it's got a lot more funk, and you want to use it sparingly. So I only used 1 tablespoon. If you can't find it or you don't have it and don't want to use it, by all means you can omit it from the recipe. Don't worry about it. Okay, stir that in. I'm gonna add the tamarind paste or tamarind concentrate, about 2 tablespoons. Okay. All right, stir that in. All right, and then I'm gonna add about 3 tablespoons of fish sauce to start. Okay, then we're gonna mix that in. And then here I have the crab paste, and it comes in a small jar. Ooh, it's definitely crab paste, fermented. Okay, so I only use about this much, and mind you, this is a small spoon. I would say this is like half a teaspoon, maybe a quarter. But if you've never tried this before, I would use even less. You want to kind of, and don't be a fool and taste this like, no, you don't want to taste this. This is gonna mess up your palate, okay? You're just gonna run to the bathroom and want to throw up. Don't do it. But it tastes great in here, so, okay. All right, I'm gonna add this in here now. It's really dense, so, it's like yeah, it's really thick, so I'm gonna stir it in there. And the reason why I add it last is because the liquid that we already added into here is just going to help the paste dissolve better. Because when you toss the salad, you don't want like chunks of crab paste throughout. Nobody wants that. That's not good. Everything should be blended. Okay. All right. Smells real yummy. Okay. All right. So the crab paste is pretty dissolved. I'm not seeing any big chunks, and the color of the dressing has definitely changed. All right. So I'm going to show you what this looks like now. If you made it properly, it should kind of have this, like, I hate to say it, it kind of looks like muddy water, but it is what it is. It looks like muddy water, but it tastes like heaven in your mouth, okay? It's one of the few times you're gonna hear me say that, but yeah, and you can also taste it now, but I like to kind of taste it with the papaya. Okay, now we're gonna add the green papaya to the salad. Okay, just add a little bit at a time. And with the pestle, you're not really trying to you're not beating the salad up, okay? This green papaya is like a delicate flower that you just wanna toss and massage. So I add a little bit at a time, okay? And once that's incorporated, I'll just add a little bit more. It's kind of like when you bake, you always mix your wet ingredients first and then you throw in your dry ingredients. This is kind of like the same thing. We made our wet ingredients, mixed all our wet ingredients, and then now we're tossing in our dry ingredients, which is the green papaya. So yeah, just slowly add it to the salad, to the mortar, until it kind of all gets coated. All right, I'm gonna add the rest of it now. Okay. All right, and make sure you have a big spoon to use, because it really helps just toss the salad, make sure everything gets incorporated nicely, and yeah. That looks like a nice consistency. Let me taste this now. I'm gonna add a little bit more lime juice. Only just a small wedge. Okay. And just probably one more spoonful of fish sauce. Just a little bit. Just needs a little bit more salt. Okay, one more spoonful of that. Okay. Yeah, just slowly add the ingredients that you want. The ingredients you're probably going to want to use to finish it up or balance it out are just more lime juice, sugar, and fish sauce, but use it sparingly. I would even say if you're a beginner at this, throw in a little salt, because overdoing the fish sauce is really going to ruin your dish. So, and again, you can't take that out once you've done it. So, lime and sugar is usually the best way to balance it out when you're first trying to adjust for seasoning and flavor. But I like this the way it is now. I've made it enough times to know that this is how I prefer it. And now I'm going to dish it out. Okay. All right. Oh yeah. Woo. My mouth is watering. Hello, papaya salad. Look at it. It's so. Oh. This is delicious. Get into it. Okay. All right, that's good. Personally, some of my favorite ways to serve this, the green papaya salad, is just some raw cabbage sliced into a wedge and some pork rinds. Those are like the best things to eat this with. All right, so let me try. Ready? This is like a moment. Ready? That was a beautiful moment. So the great thing about this dish is it's just great. Okay, I love it. If you're serving this for a group of people, you're definitely going to want to make this the day of. This is not a make-ahead kind of meal or dish, so that's it. All right, that concludes our first episode of Rebel in the Kitchen. Please like and subscribe to this channel. I look forward to making more videos, and I hope you enjoy this dish. See you next time.